broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello everyone and welcome to a new year and a new Sailor Moon Crystal episode. I am Kaori Takee and I've got these wonderful dancers here, Dale Rutledge.
Hello everybody!
And Megan Salinas.
Hey guys!
So Act 13 was great. Overall thoughts?
Oh my gosh. Everybody's dead, they're alive again, and they died. I don't know. It was hard to keep up with.
It was. I had to watch it a couple times to try to get everything together.
Me too. I was like,
then,
what?
Oh,
yeah.
I hate to be a negative Nancy, but I was a little disappointed. With a title like Final Battle, I was expecting the end of the fight, and then the episode ended, and I was
Silly
like, wait, where'd the fight go?
No, you know what's funny is, you know, you go on Twitter and you see spoilers, and I still was shocked when that happened. So overall, I also thought it was a little disappointing. I thought it would be more exciting, but it was still good.
It was good. I just, last week, or last episode, was more like a moment when she, cut him and then took it herself. And then this one just was kind of, I don't know, I was waiting for something that big because of the title.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that really big moment, and I just didn't feel like we got that.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, going forward, that there was a lot of things that just didn't add up.
They don't! She stabbed herself, and then they both collapsed. It was like, wait, neither of them actually got stabbed? Then why were they knocked out? And they just sat there for like 10 minutes.
I'm like, you're lucky you're a cartoon character. You're very lucky, because, I mean, that Takee or the wash wouldn't have been enough to.
And the gym saved him as well. Like
you'd notice if you didn't stab yourself.
like, this is just pressure. It's not sharp or painful.
Huh.
It's kind of like indigestion.
It's not like when somebody in like movies and TV shows, when they get shot and then they secretly had a book there that stopped the bullet. It's not like that, because you still have the force of the bullet. She's the one holding the sword.
Yeah.
There's no way you don't notice.
So, I mean, I would definitely say this episode was much more campier, but the episode 2 weeks ago was a lot more tragic and more sad for some reason.
Yeah.
You know?
I really liked that episode.
Yeah.
And this one left me needing the next episode in order to make sense of the whole thing.
Literally.
I think.
Okay, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's supposed to be the end of this dark arc, but we're still going to get a little bit of it coming up.
Did you guys ever watch the for any of the Sailor Moon movies that came out?
No.
I watched the...
There was movies?
Yeah,
There were movies. There were like 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah. I saw the first one, but it was 90-something.
I was actually watching this episode. It actually felt very reminiscent of certain parts from that first movie. I was like, oh, I've seen this before.
So did you like the movies, by the way?
I mean, they're filler. They're filler stuff. If you try to like figure out where they fall in the timeline, you might be frustrated a little bit. Be like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But like, they're fun. They're cute. They're well animated and everything like that. So yeah, they're fun.
Okay. Oh, maybe I'll watch it,
It's just like watching an extended episode. That's
Okay.
all.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about certain characters, I guess. Let's first talk about Artemis and Luna, because they, shared their part in this episode.
It was
Luna
nice to
very
actually see
Yeah.
Artemis do something.
I know. I was like, he talks? I totally forgot he had a voice actor.
I like his voice actor. He's kind of
Yeah.
like, hey. Like he won't take any crap, I'm pretty sure.
Everything's fine. We'll go to the moon.
Get up, Luna. We got shit to do.
I will say though that like there is a part of my childhood that like cries out when I see Luna cry, because I was like, that's not right. She's crying.
She's pretty brave. I mean, her little kitty cat ass went to Queen Metalia, and I was like, oh man, that's really happening right now.
And I love that moment of her crying. I thought it was a good moment for her in the episode. It was one of the more emotional moments of the episode where she actually was like pleading for Serenity to come back.
Who would have thought that you would get emotion like that from a kitty cat?
I know.
Aww. It
really worked. That was probably one of my favorite parts of the episode.
I would say I do like Luna's the different aspects of her better in this crystal than the classics, I guess you can say.
She's getting to show more of herself, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not just like the talking cat.
Yeah, she's very important and pivotal for Sailor Moon and her best friend and her partner. And she's all upset because she feels like she's failed Serenity because she promised to take care of the princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute.
It was cute.
That's still a lot of pressure to put on a cat.
I know.
A magical cat, yeah, but still.
This cat, like, you go in this pod right here. A couple years from now, you can take care of my girl.
Don't mess up.
Don't mess up.
From her deathbed, she's basically saying all this too. Like, don't let this happen.
I won't be here, even if you plead. But, anyway. Another important part was the 4 Sailor Senshis had to basically battle Queen Metalia when they thought that Sailor Moon was dead.
Yeah.
And that part was nice.
I like that part. And all of them, they're like kind of collapsed on the ground and have given up, and they all can kind of hear the princess, and I thought that was kind of almost silly, but I liked it because of the way it came down. It was animated.
Walks that very fine line between really cheesy and legitimately touching.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, this is so silly. Oh, why am I feeling things?
My feels.
Megan, look at you. You're like the kitty and the feeling. And
It's been an emotional new year, guys. But this is what I was talking about. This part in particular was very reminiscent of the first Sailor Moon movie, because there's a very similar part in that movie where they're all reminiscing about how meeting Serenity and how that has ultimately changed the course of their lives and how much she means to them.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a little, I don't want to talk crap. I liked the episode, but it was a little cheesy when they were reminiscing of her and hearing her voice. She sounded extra Japanese. Do you know what I mean? I can say that. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, she was like, I don't know. Like, why do they have to make her voice so much more babyish? And
right. And it had a slight echo to it, too. So it was even, like, double intense.
Yeah.
Again, it's that, like, it's cheesy, but also they're trying to go for a sweet, tender moment and sad. And
the things that you were saying was nice, so I kind of overlooked the voice part.
In trying to romanticize it, they're putting on a little bit extra, and that can be a little too much.
Yeah, I was thinking they didn't really need to go that far. At the point came across, it would have came across anyway, but
sometimes they have to hit you over. This particular anime, I feel, hits you over the head sometimes. It's like all 4 of them had to say like, "Oh, it's her voice. It's her voice. I'm hearing her." Yeah, it's like, okay, we get it.
I don't know if it's just the translation, but like
could be
the weird phrasing of the sentences, in the subtitles always kind of throws me off a little bit. It's just like, who talks like that?
That's funny. I don't even I read the subtitles and I don't even think, oh, that was a weird,
Right.
Oh, okay, whatever. But what I really liked was watching them battle. I really enjoyed that. And having Sailor Venus really take her place as the leader, it's definitely more prominent in Crystal than in the classics. And I really appreciate that.
Her and that sword.
Yes.
A lot of good moments with that sword.
How cool is it to see her hold that sword?
What do you think of that drop down when Sailor Moon throws down the sword?
And it was like her hand became the sword and they
Yes.
embraced. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. I really like that part too. And the fact that they, just by hearing her voice, just know and have faith that she's alive and decide to sacrifice their own lives, aka their pens.
That's another very Japanese thing.
I throw this pen at you, now I'm dead.
They sacrifice their pens and their power and their lives so Sailor Moon will have a chance to get out of Queen Metalia's body. Yeah.
I did have a few moments. I feel like I'm being overcritical this episode.
I know, it's okay.
I had a few moments of.
We enjoy the show. We're fans. That makes it okay for us to criticize and tear it apart.
This,
right?
This particular one was just, I had a lot of questions. They knew so much from so very little. Like, how did they know that that was the right thing to do at that particular moment? And, you know, like, oh, well, we need to throw our pens up in the air, and that'll be what pulls her out of the entity that is, I don't know. It's just
that could have easily backfired.
Yeah, she could have been like, thank you very much.
Your powers. I've just absorbed your powers. This is a great day for me. Thanks.
Exactly.
Thanks for that.
I think it's because it was meant to show the importance of love and friendship.
Right, like
and
giving yourself
solidarity.
to, yeah.
Yeah, so I really think that was what they were trying to.
What they're going for.
Yeah, I'd like to see the behind the scenes of it, though. Like, get cut to or something.
And I don't know why, but that was the first time I noticed that Sailor Venus had a different pen. Was that always around? Because everyone else just looked like a nice little.
In the original show, she had the same one
right?
as everybody else's, but since she was actually the very first Sailor Scout, I think that's why they feel the need to differentiate.
Okay.
Yeah. She's definitely the, like, sub-leader, so maybe she just kind of gets a little extra something on
nice
all her
little
stuff.
pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets a cool sword, gets a cool pen.
So they end up, quote unquote, dying and sacrificing themselves for Sailor Moon, who's stuck in Queen Metalia's body. But let's talk about Queen Metalia. Did you guys find her scary? Because I would like to admit that she was pretty freaking scary. She did the job well.
I mean, not really.
Megan.
She's broadcasting her weakness on her forehead like it's literally a giant target.
I didn't notice that was a thing until, who was it that pointed it out?
It was one of the knights, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. And I was like, oh, he's so
It
smart.
was Kunzite, I think.
Yeah.
Kunzite, yeah. The only one that spoke, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He popped up to explain how they saved his life and then disappeared.
Yeah.
I think that she did kind of have a certain tone, not just the animation, but the way that she speaks and the way that all the dead bodies that are inside of her and stuff like that.
I
It
will
definitely
say
is creepy.
that part was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing her with her little, like, her face looks like a Pokemon. It
I was
looks like
gonna
a
say
Pokemon
Pokemon.
Haunter or something like that. So I
Yeah.
have a hard time, like, when she's, like, staring people down, taking her seriously. But seeing her engulf the world and seeing people turn into zombies and things like that, that is... And the fact that she represents humanity's darkness, those things are legitimately threatening. Herself, like, with her little haunter face, not as much.
Yeah, see, I actually was kind of scared of her. Talk about campy, right? But because I wasn't that afraid of Queen Beryl, but she, I thought, was a really, really good ultimate villain, and they portrayed that well, because even when she was, permeating the world, Earth, with her smoke body, whatever, you got people getting possessed, trying to beat each other up. And
Yeah, that was the part, probably the part that surprised me the most was, after she engulfed the earth, just seeing that one lady get tackled by that other guy. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what's happening?
Yeah. And then inside of her, they got people trying to grab Sailor Moon, which I thought was the scariest part of all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
she was a good villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully she's dead. Just kidding. So we got Sailor Moon, and she is trapped in Queen Metalia's body with the quote-unquote, up to that point, we thought, dead Mamo. And, it turns out that she's alive because his watch once again saved her
That watch is
somehow.
Crunked up now. It was falling apart in this particular one.
It just had like a crack or like a couple, it could have been worse.
I super broke it. Wow.
You know what, though? I would have been a little happier if it was just that she just got revived rather than the watch
Agreed.
sparing her.
I thought that's how it was going to go.
Yeah.
I didn't really need a
No,
bullet for a Bible for a bullet, I kind of was just into, they're already living inside of her body right now.
Yeah.
I can probably sort it out and just come back to life.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, and I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, that makes me feel like their sacrifice was completely in vain, because it's like, she wasn't even dead. Like,
Right.
she wasn't even hurt.
Yeah.
She just decided to stab herself and take a little nap because she didn't actually stab herself.
Yeah.
And like you said, like you would know if you're like, wait, this is not going through my body right now. Right?
And the crystal is in there. I mean, that's the kind of the thing. I mean, we don't know to the full extent of the power of the crystal. So I just thought especially when it started forming around them. Was that last episode or was that
That
this
was
episode?
this episode, yeah.
When the crystal started actually forming, I was like, oh, some crazy stuff is going to happen. But
Yeah.
no, a pocket watch and some gems.
Yeah, some gems. Well, the crystal finally detached itself from Endymion's body.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it started glowing. And Queen Metalia went back and forth from, oh, I'm scared, or oh, now I have more power. What is going on? I need to watch this again. So I keep saying Tuxedo Mask. The guy, Tuxedo Mask, comes back, and he was saved by his 4 kings, which was nice to see them again. I just wish that they would have developed more on that.
I wish that they had had a moment with their respective girlfriends.
Yes.
I mean, basically, they were trying to kill them, and then they were, like, eviscerated. And they didn't get anything.
Even. They straight up got disintegrated.
Yeah, it was just...
Like, vaporized.
Like, I remember, bye.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Okay.
I liked one of our YouTube commenters wrote in the last episode, like, why is Sailor Moon the only one that gets to keep her man?
That's
It's not
true.
fair.
It's true.
It's true.
Yeah. And also, like we mentioned in the previous show, we were talking about how Sailor Venus had more of a pivotal role in the defeat of Queen Metalia, but not at this point. So there's a couple changes going on, but it was nice to see the 4 kings, and
It was nice to see them again. It just makes me wish we could get more of them.
yeah,
And it
agree.
makes me really
too.
wish that they weren't gone for good.
Yeah.
I wanted them all to join forces to make this happen.
Yeah.
You know, just to really overcome this powerful evil. It would take everybody to do it. I don't
Yes.
know.
Well,
That's what I was thought.
That, and, you know, God forbid we actually see more than one relationship develop.
Right.
Yeah.
Would have been nice.
It would have been nice because they all deserve their love.
Yeah. And they were cool characters.
Yeah,
we didn't even
no.
really, to me, I didn't feel we even really got to see them as evil as they could be either. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they all had, like, a couple battles. But I don't know. It's just like 4 awesome characters just kind of gone.
Yeah, they're kind of just like peons to Queen Beryl, and then they become, you know, underlings to Mamo-chan for a second. It's like, oh, come on, there's more to them than that. But, it's all right. So Sailor Moon and Mamo-chan are alive and not well, and he protects her. He protects her, and, you know, he's telling her, you've got to use your power. And basically, what the king told them that Metalia has that forehead thing, the scar,
The big old target.
the big old target. So Sailor Moon tries to grab all of the power she can to defeat her, but she can't do it alone. She's really upset because she thinks that she has none of her friends alive, and she can't do it on her own. But no, Tuxedo Mask is here, and he says, "I will help you. I will protect you." And then end show.
Yeah, and then...
I did like, you know, the fact that her wand actually became a staff. That was pretty
Yes.
cool. But yeah, that's the frustrating thing is that, like, right when she says, "Okay, I'm coming at you," that's when the credits roll.
Yeah,
It's
when
like,
it
wait,
says
what?
like to be continued, I'm like, okay, you mean after this commercial?
Yeah, because I thought this was the final battle.
Yeah,
False advertising.
exactly. But yeah, I'm glad you pointed out the staff because I thought that was really pretty. And I liked how the crystal turned into some kind of flower.
Yeah, once she was like, "I am Sailor Moon," that's when it like blossoms like a little flower.
I
Yeah.
was like, hell yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Get it.
I'm just curious to see how things are gonna turn out for this anime in the next episode, how they're gonna do it. Because I guess what they're gonna do is they're gonna mix up the end of this chapter with the beginning of the next, right?
Yeah. So, do we have guesses, or do we know where we're going after this?
Well,
The new sailors are coming? Or
I
is
don't
that-
think. Well, I think they are going to be coming, but not in the first act.
They'll probably be coming a little bit later
Yeah.
because there's an entire arc before Uranus and Neptune.
Yeah.
Before they show up. But we did. Markia tweeted out the trailer
Yeah.
for the next arc, and Sailor Pluto is definitely going to show up in the next arc.
Which is going to be good. Which is going to be good.
Okay. Cool.
She rocks.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. I mean, we can speculate that they all survive, all the Sailor Scouts, as well as Sailor Moon, and she almost has her happy ending until a little girl gets in her way,
Oh boy. Yeah.
which
It's
is good
gonna be
or bad.
weird.
It's always hard for me to get used to her for some reason. Like, she always makes me drop down my interest in Sailor Moon Chibi, because I don't know, but things might be different.
Maybe her voice actor would be like less annoying.
Oh yeah,
because that was my main problem with her, was, like listening.
Well,
she's monotone.
And another thing is, because there are far less episodes for development, again, we're getting Sailor Moon Cliff Notes, we won't have to deal with her for as long.
That's true. Yeah. That's very, very true.
Yeah, because if Queen Beryl's whole arc is over already, yeah, maybe
yeah,
maybe we won't have to deal with it.
They've essentially, in what will be 13 episodes, will have wrapped up what took 52 episodes in the original series.
That's so true.
It's crazy.
13 episodes and a little bit of 14.
Well, cool.
Yeah, so anything else left to say about this particular act?
I hate to be that negative Nancy, but I kind of feel like the original series in the final battle with Queen Beryl, I feel like that was well done a little bit better. Mm-hmm. I felt the gravitas of what was happening a lot more. This one, I don't know if it's because it goes back and forth from being really cheesy to, okay, no, this is touching. But I don't feel that gravitas necessarily. Okay. Like the other series did a really good job of building it to a really heartfelt but still kind of emotionally devastating climax with a happy ending tacked on. This one, I mean, I don't necessarily feel at any point like we're not going to get a happy ending. And there definitely have been some parts that shocked me, but for the most part it's like, well, I don't feel that same gravitas.
When you first when you watched the classics the first time, did you know like the history of it? You know, because we going into Sailor Moon Crystal,
obviously we know. That's part of it is because you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. You don't know whether or not they're going to make it out okay. But yeah, even in hindsight, I can look at this episode and kind of look at how they did things at the time and go, no, that's still a little bit more dramatic.
Do you know what else helped in the classics? You just reminded me, is they had a really kick-ass soundtrack. The really good soundtrack. There was that "My Only Love" song, and like I remember buying the CD and just pressing replay on certain of the songs.
Oh gosh, I remember that.
The way that we're watching it too, I think every other week is kind of hard for me to get involved. I kind of have to rewatch the previous episode sometimes to just be like, what happened again? Oh yeah, okay, this thing. So it could also be the fact that it's just kind of stretched out over such a long period. I wonder if we were watching it more continuously. Like if we watch these 13 in like a 2-hour block or whatever.
Be like, whoa, mind blown.
Yeah, would it be better because we're not waiting so long? Like to wait 2 weeks for this particular episode, I was kind of like, well, why'd I wait 2 weeks for this? It was just. But if this had been back to back with the one we just saw, it would be like, oh yeah, this makes sense to what I did. I don't know. It's something about the way that this storytelling is happening, and that's not Sailor Moon's fault. Unfortunately, it's whoever decided how they're delivering
distribution.
Distribution.
I'm just curious to know why they chose to have the final battle kind of end in the next chapter and start anew in the same episode when it's a 22-minute episode.
I mean, maybe there's a method to the madness. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, maybe it'll make sense.
Maybe it will. But yeah, you would think that you would end an arc. Or maybe it's just to make sure that people will continue watching the next arc.
That's true. Like, don't be done. We have a lot more to show you.
Because it would be nice to be able to close the book on a particular arc before you open up the next one.
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone's going to be leaving. Because if you're a Sailor Moon fan, you're a Sailor Moon fan for life, I would say.
We're proof of that.
Yeah, we really are. We're like, what? Sailor Moon? What? It's been like how many years?
Somebody had a Sailor Moon themed wedding. I meant to bring that.
Oh, what? That's awesome.
It was Chubby Bunny, I think, is her online name.
No.
But she like made her own. She's like a cosplayer. She made her own dress, and it was maybe it wasn't Sailor Moon 100%, but it was like. Was she notes of Sailor Moon to it. I'll have to look it up.
You could say Sailor Moon influence.
Influenced by Sailor Moon.
Was she like a Serenity, or was she a...
She was her own princess, but it was like a Serenity type dress. I'll have to get the more deets. But I saw it in passing on Twitter this past week.
I would love to have little buns one day. I feel like that's really hard to do.
That's a lot of hair.
That's
that
a
has
lot.
to be extension on top of extension.
A lot of money,
Yep.
especially if it's real.
Maybe next birthday.
Think about it.
Think about it. You got a year.
All right, guys. So I guess that wraps up because, gossip, no gossip, predictions. Well, come on, Sailor Moon Crystal. We can guess what's going to happen. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for tuning in. And always subscribe here on YouTube or on iTunes, as well as comment, rate, and all that good stuff. We have over 60 shows at AfterBuzz TV, I think, and much, much more.
Oh, yeah.
Much more nowadays. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. For the new year, they've got so much.
I think it's up to
ready to go.
90 some shows now.
Yeah, we've got a crap ton.
Watch
of
them
you
all.
guys. Watch
it.
them all, and you'll be the super AfterBuzz TV fan. In the meantime, where can everyone follow you guys?
You can follow me on Twitter at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin. I'm also on a bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz, inclling Gallivant, which premieres tonight.
Oh, cool.
I love Gallivant.
I'm so
I know I
excited.
will, actually. I haven't seen it. I'm like,
I was say, have you watched
My
it
favorite show I haven't seen.
yes.
I am The Walking Dale on Instagram and Twitter. You can find myself and Kaori kicking off Total Divas Season 4. Is it 4 or 3.5?
I think it's 4.
I don't know.
Because Summer Rae's out and Paige and Alicia are in.
Starting tomorrow, you can find out all the deets. We'll be
Yes.
watching that tonight.
And you'll be on.
I'm also on Raw, and you can also find me on Nerdist.com at the Wrestling Compadres.
Yes, and again, you can find us kicking off Total Divas tomorrow, Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I don't remember what other shows I'm on as of now, but you will find me, and I'll let you guys know. So follow me, Kaorious, Kaorius, and The Walking Dale. Did you
Yep,
say that?
yep.
And
The Menguin.
Okay. Just looking out for you guys.
You got
all
it.
right? And follow the whole entire team at AfterBuzz TV. And thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.